Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly energy meditation healing sessions. I hope everyone had a good week. As always, we're going to give a few minutes for people to trickle in. Today, we're going to do some moving. We're going to do some talking. So feel free to have a comfortable place to sit as well as a little bit of room to move around you. And we'll give people a few minutes and then we will get started. So if you're already here, I'm going to invite you to go ahead and warm up. You can either do a little tapping, a little bouncing with the heels, or you can start to stir the chi with your hands. I'm going to stir the chi. Hello, good morning, welcome. We're just getting started, waiting for people to trickle in. As I said before, you're welcome to have a place to sit and a place to move for today. We're going to do some talking and we're going to do some moving. And as you trickle in, let's start to warm up. So I'm going to start to bounce a little bit. Just off the heels. Good morning, welcome. Excited to see you here. Okay, get up and move with me, all right? Hopefully you're wearing some comfortable clothes. Just doing a little bit of bouncing just to get the blood and the lymph and the energy moving. I'm standing with my feet a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart and my knees are gently bent and I'm going up and down with my heel leaving the ground and then hitting the ground. And that little impact as the heel hits is great for moving the lymphatic fluid around, so it helps you clear toxins out of the body. And for those of you with knee or heel pain that don't feel comfortable doing that bounce, you can either leave your feet flat on the floor and bounce from the knees, or you can just stir the chi with me. Okay? Good. And for those of you that are stirring the chi, allow yourself to feel any sensation of thickness or density around your hands. You can close your eyes for this if you like. And I'm moving with my hands sort of open and relaxed, palms generally facing the floor, and sort of in a figure 8 pattern, back and forth. And breathe into it. Concentrate, but don't force. You start to feel the thickness of the chi as your hands stir it. Good morning, Michelle. Welcome. And as you stir the chi or as you bounce, allow yourself to take some nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good morning, Sandra. Welcome. We are just getting started. We haven't even really started yet. What's up? Let's go, she says. We're gonna go, don't worry. We're giving people a few moments to come in, but for those of us that are here, we're kind of getting warmed up, all right? So we're stirring the chi right now, hands relaxed, palms facing the floor, in a figure 8 pattern, moving back and forth, allowing yourself to feel that sensation of thickness, almost like water as your hands move through the air. Move through the chi field. And if you're like Sandra and you woke up ready and raring to go and you want to do something more vigorous, you can do the bouncing, right? Up and down on your heels. Whichever one you're doing, I'm going to invite you to take nice, deep, cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe in, really let that belly expand. And as you breathe out, use those abdominal muscles to push the air up out of your lungs, getting a full clearing. Good morning, Dr. Ramirez. Welcome. We're just getting started. We haven't even started yet. We're warming up. So come on in. Well, feel free to stir the chi or do some bouncing. All right, I'm going to pause because everyone's coming in now. Good morning, Varsha. Good morning, Mamai. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you all here. Thanks for joining me early on a Saturday morning. Okay. So people are coming in, so we're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you that just came in, we're going to do some talking today. We're going to do some moving. So feel free to have a place to sit as well as a place to move. You need about this much room around you for what we're going to do today, okay? And if you want to go ahead and get a little bit warmed up, you can bounce or you can do some chi stirring, all right? Good. Good morning. Okay, so today we're going to talk about self-care and why I truly, truly, truly believe it is the most selfless thing that you can do. So I'm going to tell you an experience that I have in clinic almost every single day where I have a patient coming to me looking utterly drained, utterly depleted. usually a woman, though not always. And they say, "Doctor, I am just so tired. I am so stressed. I am so anxious, but I can't sleep. When I do, my sleep is light. My dreams are disturbed. I have this sense that something bad is going to happen all the time. My kids are stressing me out, but I love them so much. I'm not acting the way that I want to act." And I say, "Okay, so I'm hearing that you have a lot of responsibilities, right? You have your job, you have your family, you have finances, you have all the things. What are you doing every day for you?" And more often than not, the answer that I get is, after a brief pause, "Well, nothing, I guess, nothing." And what's the problem with that, right? Whenever we give to something, no matter what it is, it could be to the cutest, most loving, most adorable little thing ever. But whenever we give part of our energy to something, that's energy that is leaving us. And if that is not met with an equal or greater return of energy, as we continue to give, we continue to become more and more and more depleted. Okay? What happens as we become depleted? We become tired. We become irritable. We start to have aches and pains. Our thinking is not as clear. Our concentration and focus is not as long. It's not as resilient. We stop seeing the good things in life. We stop seeing the opportunities in life. We start to become contracted and resentful. We really get into survival mode, right? How can I make it through this day? What do I need to do to make it through this day? One day after day after day, with no thought of the long-term game and the fact that this is not sustainable, right? Because if you are giving without replenishing, well, the amount you have to give is finite. And once you've given all of your energy away, that's when bad things really start to happen, right? That's when stress turns into anxiety or depression if it hasn't already. That's when aches and pains turn into arthritis or more serious conditions. That's when chronic diseases like hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, even cancer start to form if they haven't already. It's usually when they start to make themselves known, right? Nobody wants that, right? Raise your hand if you're on board for that kind of future. No one, right? So the responsibility that we have to ourselves is to fill ourselves up to overflowing so that we can give to others from the excess of energy. Now, I say that's the responsibility to ourselves, but to some of you, that's still going to sound pretty selfish, right? Okay, well, think about the quality of what you're giving to your job right now, to your friends, to your family, to your loved ones, right? To the earth, to the environment, to charitable causes. If you are depleted, it's not as good, is it? Right? When you're interacting with your kids, you're not patient. When you're teaching them, you're not as skillful. When you're interacting with your spouse, you're on a short fuse. You don't listen well. You get into more fights. At work, it probably takes you longer to do your tasks and you're not doing them as well because the concentration, the thinking, the energy is not there. And so it takes progressively more and more effort on your part to do poorer and poorer quality work, right? And that also makes the resentment so much greater because you're like, I am giving everything that I have and no one is appreciating it and it's never enough, right? It's because the quality's gone down because you're not filling yourself up first, okay? So again, our first responsibility every single day is to fill ourselves up to overflowing so that we have extra beautiful, golden, shining energy to give to other people, to give to our jobs, to give to our families, right? To give to charitable causes, to pursue our dreams. And when you start doing that, you start to see the other opportunities around, right? The opportunities to shift your life in a way that what you're engaging in every day actually starts to give you energy back because you're pursuing things that are more meaningful to you, right? Your interactions with your family, with your children become more positive, more productive, and that gives you energy back. So instead of this net drain on energy, you start to get this return on your investment and you start to build momentum in the positive direction. And as you do that, not only does your mood get better, not only does stress alleviate, but your physical health gets better too. Your sleep will get better. Your aches and pains will start to go away. Your stress level and inflammatory levels go down, and so your risk of chronic disease goes down, right? So worthwhile. Okay, but doctor, I'm giving everything that I have to give right now. I don't have any more time. I don't have any more energy. How do I dig myself out of this hole? Okay, valid. And I feel you because I was there, right? After residency, I went right into a job where I was seeing a lot of really sick patients, 26 to 30 patients a day, every single day, everyone with multiple medical problems, everyone on 18 plus medications. I didn't have time to help anyone. All I had time to do was say, how do I keep you alive until the next time I see you? It was totally draining my energy because it was demanding time. It was demanding hours. It was demanding a lot of effort because for every patient you see, there's a ton of work in terms of charting and paperwork and whatnot on the back end. And I didn't even feel like I was helping anybody, which was the whole reason I went into medicine in the first place. And over the course of the couple of years that I was at that job, I became obese. I stopped being able to sleep. My relationship with my wife just went to poop. And thank you so much, lovely wife, for sticking with me through that time. I got so stressed, I started to have aches and pains, and I could not see a way out of that situation because it was taking every single thing that I had just to maintain the status quo, right? And I was lucky to have a pattern interrupt, which was my wife, who said, you need to change course, and put some applications in front of me to study integrative medicine. And that sort of created space to say, maybe there's room for some healing here. For those of you that are not going to change career tracks right now, though, it doesn't take that big a shift. What I would ask of you to begin with is 10 to 15 minutes a day to start to see some improvement. Okay, doctor, but I don't have 10 to 15 minutes extra in my day. I know. I'm going to ask you to wake up 10 to 15 minutes earlier than you already are. Okay? Just 10 to 15, just to start with. And those 10 to 15 minutes a day are yours. They are for you, not to focus on anybody else, but just for your self-care. How can 10 to 15 minutes be enough? Well, I have been and will continue to teach you extremely efficient practices and techniques that you can use during those 15 minutes to start to build yourself up. Because I'm like you, I don't have a lot of extra time. If I'm going to invest my time into something, I need a big return on investment in multiple areas of life to make it worth it, right? So why don't we start learning some examples? And some of these you've already done with me before, okay? So you've just woken up, it's early, you're groggy, you go into the other room, turn the lights on, or have some nice soothing lights that you turn on so you don't have to go all the way from sleeping to waking all at once. If you want to put on soothing music, put on soothing music. If you want to burn a candle or light some incense or get your diffuser going, do that. There are lots of ways that you can maximize your experience, make your environment super spa-like, that will enhance the practice that you do, because they're treats for the senses and because they let your body, mind, and spirit know that you feel that you're worth that quality experience, right? Okay, so you're there, you've created the mood. You've just woken up. We need to get the blood and the chi and the lymph moving. So we're gonna start by tapping it out. Okay, so everybody stand up. We're gonna hold out this arm with the palm of the other hand and a tap down. And those of you that have been with me for the past weeks, you've done this before. This is a super efficient way to wake up the body and get everything moving. So go to the shoulder and then go to the chest. If you're wearing a microphone, don't hit your microphone. And then go down the sideways. And then let's go to the other side. How hard do you hit? As hard as your body wants you to hit. Probably pretty gently at first. And then as you continue to do this practice, you'll want to hit more and more vigorously. All right, down. Let's get the belly. And we're going to go to the back and get the kidneys here. with the back of your palms. Move down into the butt. Actually, a word about this. So the kidneys is where your Jing Qi is stored. That's the Qi that you're born with that wanes throughout life and always needs to be supported. And we hit it with the back of the palm because you have an energy gate in your palm called the Lao Gung point. It's kind of awkward to reach around and use your palm to hit the kidneys. So by going for the back, we're still engaging the Lao Gung point. And then you can rub on the spine in between that point. There's a spot there called Do 20, which is Do 4, which is your gate of fire. So that releases a lot of energy. And then when you move down into your butt, I'm hitting right here in the side. There's a spot here, an acupressure spot called gallbladder 30, which is wonderful for releasing low back, leg, and tension. And if you have sciatica, a lot of times this will help to improve your sciatic pain. And it's about 1/3 of the way between the most prominent part of your hip, the part that sticks out the most, and the sacrum. So trace in a line and you'll find the spot. And then we're going to hit around to the front, getting the hips. And then we're going to do the legs, okay? So I'll grab my chair. You guys can prop your legs up on a chair, or you can balance on one foot, or you can bend over. But again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap down the front of the leg, up the back of the leg, down the side, up the front, down the back, up the sides. There's not a wrong way to do this. You just want to get all parts of the leg so that you're stimulating all the energy channels. And when you go down, you want to be sure to get the ankles. You have a lot of acupuncture and acupressure points around the ankles. Good. Awesome. Okay, we're going to switch legs. Down the front, up the back, down the sides, up the front, down the back, up the sides. Good. And I always get the kidneys a couple more times. Good morning, Kobe. Welcome. Glad you could join. Okay, so that took us less than 5 minutes. Check in and see how you feel. I feel a buzzing of energy around me that wasn't there before. This is such a wonderful way to transition you from sleeping into wakefulness. Another way to really get the blood and lymph flowing, and I like to do one after the other, is to bounce on your heels. So you would, again, this is what we were doing for our warm-up as people were trickling in. You stand with your feet about shoulder width distance apart and your knees gently bent. You go up onto the balls of the feet, and then you come down onto the heels, up and down. And you let your arms go limp. And again, the impact of the heels hitting the floor really stimulates the lymphatic system. So that helps you drain the fluid and the toxins out of your body. Wonderful for people that have like chronic edema, chronic swelling, lymphedema. Wonderful for people that have toxic buildup, for people that are trying to boost their immune system or get over illness or prevent illness. And you do this for however long you like. And again, if you have pain in your heels or pain in your knees, feel free to stand with your feet flat and just bounce from the knees. This actually gets your shoulders, I think, a little bit better in terms of loosening them up. And you can put on music, like I said, while you do this. If you bounce for 5 to 7 minutes straight, you are going to feel like you had a total body massage afterwards. Good. Okay. Now, we are going to do some Qigong moves today because for my money, that's one of the most efficient self-care routines that you can do. But I want to show you one more really quick one that you can do throughout the day whenever you need a boost or whenever you need to calm down. And that is how to give yourself a total body massage by massaging your ear. Okay, so I'm going to move a little bit closer to the camera so that you can see me. All right. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the side. So for every acupressure point that there is in the body, there is an equivalent point in the ear. So by stimulating the entire ear, you can actually give yourself a total body massage. So the way that I do it is I usually start with the earlobe, and I'll gently squeeze and pull, and I'll work my way up the spine of the ear, gently squeezing and pulling. And then back down, And then you want to get the insides of the ear too, because there's points all in here. You don't have to jam your finger into your ear canal, right? But you don't want to miss all those good points on the inside, which represent a lot of your internal organs. So I just usually will get the tip of my finger, excuse the rain, the kid's Band-Aid, and just massage and get all the ridges. Good. Awesome. And then you kind of shake it out. You can do one ear, you can do the other ear. Some people like the left better than the right. Some people like the right better than the left. I like to massage both ears at the same time. I feel like that gives me a better boost. But you can do that as many times a day as you want. And we all know that one of our favorite ways to treat ourselves is by getting a massage. You can't always afford it. You don't always have time. And right now during COVID, it's not a good idea to go to a masseuse anyway. But to give yourself an ear massage when you need it throughout the day is a wonderful way to really love and nurture your body, mind, spirit. Let yourself know that you're worth it, and give yourself a lot of physical and mental relaxation as well, okay? So try that as much as you want. I love it. All right, I'm going to back up. Okay, so as we move into the Qigong routine, as always, we stand in the Wu-Ji position first with our feet together, hands either neutral or palms turned out to face the universe. And we're going to put all the weight into one leg and then step out slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. Feet turned out slightly, knees gently bent, going outwards over the feet, okay? And you always want to stand where your knees are more or less in line over the ankles. As you bend, you don't want to let the knees go past your toes, okay? That puts a strain on your knees. And so we're going to start with Tai Chi arms. We're going to exhale coming down, inhale, gently let the arms float up with the wrists relaxed. Bring the hands in towards you and exhale down, moving in a big circle like this, right? So inhaling and exhaling. One long flowing movement. Good. Now our next move is going to help us to start to clear out our chi field of any pathogenic energy, of any stuck stagnant energy, of any toxins. And so as you come down, we're going to step back into Wu-Ji. And then we're going to, again, repeat the process. Shift the balance into this leg, step out, and inhale as you bring your hands up over your head. Exhale, dropping down and pushing your hands out. Inhale, let the arms float up, and exhale, step the feet together. We're going to do the same thing to this side now, okay? So shift the weight, step out, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms drop down, dropping down into your knees and pushing out. This move is from a 5 elements practice by Mimi Kuo-Deemer. This is for metal chi, or the metal element, which is associated with your lungs. Metal and lungs are associated with your Wei Qi field, which is the Qi field that extends out from your body, protecting you from the elements like your immune system. And so what I like to imagine we're doing here is we're scooping up anything that's stagnant or toxic. We're pushing it out, cleaning our Wei Qi field. Good. And out. And exhale. Good. Inhale up, exhale, step the feet together. We're going to do one more move to help clear out our energy fields, and then we're going to do a couple moves to really build fresh chi in us, okay? So again, we're going to shift the weight, step out, and this move we did, was it last week? When we did the 8 brocades practice. That was the week before last week, okay? So this is the one where we're going to inhale, coming up onto our tiptoes, the balls of our feet, bringing the arms up, and then we exhale and whoosh, out, okay? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Go ahead and do this a few times on your own. Really match the breath with the movement. We're just clearing out anything that's stuck or stagnant or funky. This is another move that you can do by itself whenever you want during the day. When you're feeling stuck or stagnant or funky, it works really fast. And again, you tap your heels as you come down. And that impact really does something to break up energy blockages, get the lymph and blood and chi moving. Good. All right. Awesome. And again, check in and see how you feel. Is it different than how you felt before we started doing this? I'm feeling lighter. I'm feeling more open inside, feeling more at peace. I'm feeling more expansive. I'm also feeling a little bit out of breath. A lot of my patients and clients are really surprised when we do Qigong together that they'll be sweating before we're over because it's such slow flowing movements. They don't equate it with exercise. But I think I mentioned this before. They did a really interesting study where they compared doing nothing to traditional exercise to Qigong, and the exercise group and the Qigong group both lost the same amount of weight. So it really is a great form of physical fitness as well. And anybody can do it. These moves can be modified to fit anybody's needs. So now that we have cleared out our energy field from all that sticky, stuck, stagnant chi, we're going to start to build chi up within us, okay? And so the first move for this, we're going to bring our feet a little bit wider apart into something called a horse stance. The feet are still turned slightly out, knees bent out over the feet. And what we're going to do is exhale and reach around, grab up earth chi, bring it up the middle, turn our hands to the palms facing out, and exhale as we drop down. Okay. Inhale, pulling up earth chi. Exhale, out, wrapping a protective chi field around us. Inhale, scooping up earth chi. Exhale, wrapping ourselves in an energy field. And these moves should be slow and flowing. Every part should be the same speed. We're exhaling as we're going down. We're inhaling as we're moving up. As we come up, we rise from the knees. As we go down, we sink into our knees. And as we're sinking down, okay, the booty's going out. Tailbone's still down, but booty goes out. In a lot of practices, we've been taught to tuck our tailbones like that. If you do that, your knees are going to go out past your toes. You're going to really hurt your knee. I hurt my knee for 1.5 years when I was becoming a Qigong instructor, so I'm on a mission to not let any of you do the same thing. All right, scoop. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do this 2 more times. Good. And come back to center. We're going to keep our feet out wide. And for this next move, this is another version of drawing the bow, a little different from what we did when we did our 8 brocades routine. So for this one, you're going to start with, we'll choose an arm. I'm going to use this one, which is my right arm. I'm not sure what it looks like to you because our screen is flipped. But you're going to reach out and you're going to inhale as you bring the chi into you. And as this one's coming back, you're going to reach out with the other arm. Bring in the chi and leave the arm here like you're going to give yourself a hug. And as that happens, the other arm comes around on top. And then 2 fingers on the bottom hand come up. And you slide it across as you bring this arm back and draw the bow. Okay? There's a lot of moving parts to that, so let's try it again, all right? So now we're going to start with this hand. We're going to inhale, bring the arm in. Exhale, bring it in and give yourself a hug. Inhale, arm comes to the top, these 2 fingers come up, and we exhale, sinking down and drawing the bow. And your eyes should be fixated on the 2 fingers that are up here. This is a great exercise for the eyes. It's a great exercise to cultivate liver chi, which is associated with the eyes. And do it again. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And this arm should be straight, not back, not up, not down, straight, okay? If you think about you're about to give somebody a punch, that's going to help you keep it straight. Okay, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, release. Inhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, draw the bow. Exhale. And then let's bring it in as we come up. And you can have your hands floating in front of your middle dantian, your heart center. Notice the gentle bend in my arms. You don't want to form a kink with the joints that can block the energy, right? Gentle, loose curves. Let the breath slow. We did a little bit of a hard workout, so if you're breathing a little bit hard, just let your heart rate come back to normal. And now I promised one of you that I was going to do something for you today. So this is for you. We're going to do a little bit of Qigong self-healing, okay? So for this, you can let your non-dominant hand drift down in front of the lower dantian or come to rest in the small of your back with the back of your palm in the small of your back. I like to have mine in front of the lower dantian. And then with your dominant hand and your eyes closed, let the hand float to any area of your body where you've been feeling tight or tense or having pain. And just allow warm, buttery, golden white light to flow out of your Laogong point in the palm of your hand and saturate the part of your body that's been giving you trouble. And as you do that, focus your attention inwards. Allow yourself to go inside that area and allow that tension, those blockages, the tightness to just melt away under that warm, buttery light. And if your pain extends over a larger area, once you feel that there's been a loosening in the first place you went, you can move down or move over. If you have pain in multiple parts of your body, you can go from one joint to the next. And my practice is just to let the chi move my hand and do what it wants. What do you mean, Dr. Cohen? How does the chi move you? You just practice. Just do this over and over again, and after a while, you're going to start to feel like you are not the one that's moving you, that you're being moved. And then your job is just to trust the movement and let it do what it's going to do. Sometimes that's hard. Sometimes I've been moved into one position and wanted to get out of that position way before the chi was done with me being in that position. And you just learn to breathe into it. Because if you stop too soon, you don't get the full benefit. You don't get the full gift that you would have gotten otherwise. If you have to leave, right? If we're in your morning self-care and you're at the end of your 15 minutes and you don't have another minute, then you can stop. Something is always better than nothing. And that something will build with repeated practice. Okay? And so my hand is usually guided to move in a circle. And so that's what it's doing now. Some people will feel like they're going slowly down or up an energy channel, and that is okay too. Again, there's not a right or wrong way to do this. I would encourage you to really develop your relationship with sensing and feeling chi, which is life force energy, and letting the chi be your teacher. My sensei likes to say about things that he's sure about, right? That he knows like he knows like he knows. And some of you may have heard me say this before, but when I first heard him say that, I was floored because I said, I don't know anything like that. I don't know anything like that. I have so many degrees. I've studied so hard. And I know from doing that just about everything that we ever came up with, we later disproved, right? Or we changed it. So how can I be sure of anything? Well, it's this direct experiential knowledge that lets you be sure, right? I know that I'm supposed to move this way here because the chi is moving me. I know that chi is real and that I can interact with it in a meaningful way to improve my overall health and well-being because I have done it and I have experienced it. And so for all of you out there, I hope that you're following me and I hope that you're having a wonderful experience. But for any doubters, please don't take my word for it, right? Try it for yourself. See for yourself. Don't let anybody tell you what's real. Tap in and see what you can really accomplish. See what the universe has to teach you. It's amazing. I used to think that we were living in a world that was devoid of magic and possibilities. I was so pessimistic. And now I really couldn't feel more differently than that. But it's because I've gotten to experience that magic for myself. All of you have the ability to do that. All of you have the God-given, universe-given, source-given right to tap into that energy that is all around us, to tap into the magical ability for healing and regeneration and wellness and well-being that's within you. And all it takes is a little bit of practice, maybe someone to show you some first moves to get you started. And then you can really take it the rest of the way on your own. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to bring my hands back in front of my lower dantian. We're going to pack the chi in, so we're going to breathe out, letting the breath push our hands out, and we're going to breathe in, letting that inhalation push your hands out, and then we're going to exhale, sucking in the hands, right? And it's your belly really moving that's doing this. So you're breathing into the belly, and that energy pushes the hands out, and breathe in, belly contracts and sucks the hands in. And you keep doing this until the hands naturally come to rest on the lower dantian. And then you're going to give yourself a belly rub. Good. Okay. And now we're going to come into stillness. We're going to shift our weight into one leg. We're going to inhale, bringing our arms up and stepping our feet together. Exhale down, coming back into Wuji. We always do this closing move 3 times, one for each dantian or energy center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Down the middle. Remember, as your hands get to about the level of your lower ribs, you want to let them float out to the side because we're pushing the chi into our lower dantian. We do not want to push it all the way through into our genitals. It just does not do as much good there. Okay. And back into Wuji. And that is a really efficient, really high quality self-care routine. Okay? And you can do parts of it, you can do the whole thing, you can mix it up however you want, cut it up into whatever amount of time that you have. But for those of you that feel like you're at the end of your rope and you don't have any more to give and then you don't have any time to do anything about it, I'm going to give you a challenge or a dare. For the next week or 2, I want you to get up 10 to 15 minutes earlier. I want you to do some of the things that we did today. And I just want you to see in a week or 2 how you feel. Okay? Okay. So some housekeeping. Next week, I am on call again, so I will be working in the clinic on Saturday mornings. So it seemed to work really well last time to have our session be on Sunday afternoon. That's what I'm going to plan. Please let me know if that's a holiday. I know Father's Day is coming up. I don't know exactly when, but unless I hear otherwise, we'll plan to do it on Sunday at 2 p.m. Central, okay? And as always, I want to know what you need. I want to know what's been challenging you, what's been coming up for you, because I will use it to help determine the themes of these talks and these practices. My goal is to serve and to help you be all that you want to be and all that you can be, okay? Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I love being here with you. This lights me up. It gives me time and a reason to practice as well. So thank you for the gift that you're giving back to me. I love you all so much. Have a wonderful week. And until next time, be well.